Hey gang, it's Nath here, back for another devlog. I hope you've all been having a great year so far. Summer's just around the corner. I wore shorts for the first time the other day, so that's something. Anyway, I just wanted to make a short update video for you to get you up to speed on how development for Hollowbody's been going. Firstly, if you haven't seen it yet, I released an extended look at a slice of gameplay for Hollowbody. If you want to pause and check that out, now's your chance. Click through to my profile, and it's a video called Gameplay Reveal, Exploration and Combat. Pretty self-explanatory. If you've seen it, cool! I figured it'd be fun to chat about what's going on in that video for a bit for today's devlog. So firstly, you might have noticed that the initial crash into the city has had a bit of work since the Kickstarter. I've settled on a more natural and less green tinge to the colour grading. I've ramped up the detail present in the streets. So initially I wanted the streets to be kind of void of any nature to try and sell this like lifeless vibe of the city. I eventually decided that some carefully placed foliage would help sell the feeling of this place being long abandoned. We're not quite in the realms of The Last of Us levels of overgrowth, but I just figured a little here and there to help make things a bit more diverse visually. It's good in these scenes when it's quite a static scene. Obviously there's not many characters walking about. It's not like everyone's gone, it's abandoned. So it's nice to have some bits of detail that can move and add a bit of motion to the scene. So we've got like the trees and the grass swaying in the wind. So next up in the trailer, you'll see the apartments have had a bit of work, both visually and mechanically. Similar to the city, I've done another pass on the art, where I spent some time adding more clutter to the environments, tweaking the textures and the lighting to be more consistent across the rooms. I did a lot of experimenting with camera styles for the interior locations in the game, and I mean a lot. I've tried everything from third-person over-the-shoulder camera to like a claustrophobic fixed camera, similar to like Silent Hill and stuff, and I eventually settled on something that's kind of a middle ground. To make sure the game reaches as many players as possible, the game doesn't use tank controls. That's something that I was sort of adamant on from the start. And all movement is therefore relative to the camera, similar to like other modern games that use cameras that aren't just over the shoulder. So yeah, if you're looking at your character and you press left, they will move left, regardless of where the camera is. So because of that, you have an issue with fixed cameras where like the character gets turned around when the cameras switch and they pass the 180 line. So to help with navigation, I'm only switching cameras in specific places, and it's where I want to draw the player's attention to certain things in the environment. So the environment and the cameras go hand in hand, and they've both been designed specifically to make navigation as seamless as possible. Combat's had an overhaul. It's hard to see from the trailer, but a lot of the background logic for the enemies have been reworked and various issues with movement and stuff fixed. It took me a while to realise that if an enemy pinned Mika into the corner of a room and attacked her, the enemy would continue trying to push Mika back, who would eventually clip through the wall into an endless void. So that needed fixing. So, other than the stuff in the trailer, I've been hard at work with some other locations for the game. The game is pretty much playable for the first third or so of the story, which is really good, good progress. Hey, go me. But I've decided to give myself a bit of a break from coding-related stuff to work on art for a while. I find with art and level design stuff that I can make like a crazy amount of progress in a really short space of time, compared to coding, which takes me absolutely ages. So yeah, I've been doing lots of art stuff. I've been working on the residential areas you visit after leaving the apartment block. This includes a pretty big city park that's connected to a church and a graveyard. Some of this was briefly shown in the Kickstarter trailer, but as with everything else, it's had a huge amount of polish and detailing since. I've also been working on bringing the city centre up to scratch with the other locations. So previously I was using some very low-res sort of PS1 spec building models I'd made when the game was targeting that visual style. Though those are the ones that you see in the Kickstarter trailer, but because the camera is so far away, they kind of hold up fairly well there. But anyway, this really wasn't the case when playing through the game. I realised that after spending so much time detailing the apartments and the residential streets, I went back to the city centre stuff, and the textures were just too low res. They didn't hold up close, and they needed like a little bit of model tweaking and stuff. Anyway, that is mostly done. Woo! The process involved resizing the texture atlas for the free building sets to 4 times its original size, and then using bits and pieces of textures from textures.com to rebuild the artwork. So in total, this took maybe 3 days of work, which is longer than I was expecting, but I think it's worth it for the end result. They fit in with the rest of the art of the game now, which is what you want. So you can see that I've made a bunch of base building models with various different shop fronts that are interchangeable. I'll also be making some sort of colour variations for these shops to give it a bit more diversity. Yeah, and here's a short peek at the city centre environment. The game gets a lot darker as you progress through the story. Darker as in the light dims, like the exterior light, the sun's going down, or what sun manages to break through the storms anyway. So this is where you're sort of approaching the point where it's almost pitch black. You're almost just going to have to rely on your flashlight to light the way. So anyway, yeah, that's me for another devlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to say a huge thank you all for the support these past months. The new gameplay trailer got picked up by a bunch of big websites, which was awesome, and people have been sharing my stuff on Twitter like crazy. I don't know what's happening with Twitter, but at the moment, like, everyone seems to be liking my stuff, which is super cool, and sharing it, and then like wishlisting the game. I've had like a crazy boost in wish lists over the past month. The wish lists for the game have almost doubled, like, in a month, and the page has been up for, well, since the Kickstarter, however long ago that was, multiple months, 6 months maybe. So yeah, insane, super cool. Keep doing that. That's like, that potentially could mean this game's like successful, and then I can make another game that's even cooler. So yeah, wishlist the game, please. Thank you. Keep promoting it for me. It's awesome. You guys are awesome. And yeah, tell your friends if they like abandoned, spooky cities and horror, gloominess. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, by the way, or the game, it'd be great if you hit the subscribe button, that little button down there. Do it. And if you could like the video, that'd be ace. Helps me, you know, spread amongst the YouTube algorithm, and then maybe I'll get some subscribers on YouTube, which would be cool. And yeah, also, like, drop a comment down below if there's anything you want me to talk about in the next video. I can't always focus on like dev stuff for the whole video because I don't want to show like the whole game. There's loads of stuff I could show you, but I'm kind of holding on to it until the game's out, or at least the reveal trailer. But yeah, if there's anything in particular, techie stuff, whatever, art stuff you want me to talk about, let me know down below. I'll do my best to address it. Maybe I'll make like a little video where I'm just answering questions. That could be quite cool. But yeah, otherwise, that's it for another devlog. Woo! Sorry it's been so long. I'll try and do more. It's just balancing stuff. But yeah, these are fun and I like just chatting. So yeah, I will try and do more. Thank you all for the support. I really mean it. You're amazing. And goodbye. Bye, 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 bye.